Hi guys, my name's Leslie Marie.
Sorry, I had a burp. Do it again.
Hi guys, my name's Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the Fashionably Late podcast.
Nope.
No.
Do it again. 1, 2.
Hi guys, I'm Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the Wow, You're Late.
No. Take 4. Take 4.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Leslie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the While You're Early, We're Fashionably Late podcast.
Where we talk about the clothing we wear.
I sounded like a teenage boy going through puberty. There's a lot of people. Okay.
We chose a spot where there's a lot of people, but I guess there is here. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, I'm gonna go again.
Yeah.
She gets nervous. Who cares?
Okay. Do it again.
Hi guys, I'm Leslie Marie.
Hold on, I turned on my Google Docs and I'm gonna need that today. Okay, go. Sorry.
Hi guys, I'm Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the While You're Early, We're Fashionably Late podcast.
Where we talk about the clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories of why we wear what we wear.
Love it.
Boom, baby, 5th time's a charm.
And then
Hold
we
on.
get a bus.
I'm
so sorry.
Today's episode, we're talking about swimsuits.
Swimsuits.
We decided to, because of the topic, we wanted to be very much in a beachy theme. And since we live close to the beach, we said, okay, let's film by the beach. Out of all the days we decided to film, we filmed today.
Yep.
When it's cloudy.
Yeah.
So this
Vibe.
view that you're seeing of us in the video, it is not a filter. It is
Literally
how it is
how
today.
cloudy it
Like
is.
it is.
But you know what? I mean, the salty air is nice and fresh. It's giving very much like coastal grandma, but like it's about to be fall. You know,
Yes.
like you're in the Hamptons, but it's like
Am
about
I
to
in
be
the summer
fall.
I turn pretty?
We are going to talk about that today.
But let's talk about our
Let's
outfits.
talk about our outfits.
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Sure. So I'm wearing like a literal neon green,
Something you
almost
see in the
highlighter
beach. Oversized.
style. Yeah, oversized graphic tee. It has Pink Floyd on it. It's one of my favorites. It has pink and green. And then I just feel like when I go to the beach, right, I wear a oversized t-shirt
Mm-hmm.
with my bathing suit.
And
under.
shorts.
Yeah.
You can't see that part, but she's wearing shorts.
Sometimes just my bathing suit under.
I am giving Miami Vice. Baby. I am wearing my dad's Hawaiian shirt. I, for some reason, have this in my closet. I don't know why. But I said, I'll wear it. And I wear a tank top. White pants, which you cannot see. But it's giving very much Miami Vice. And I know he's happy.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
think you're wearing it. I think if you were
plotting
wearing
me.
those like slip-on shoes.
Well, mine's are kind of like slip-ons.
Yeah. Very beachy.
Um,
Sorry, there's so many cars.
The moment we, there's never no cars here. But today there is.
Literally while
So
we were parking and setting up, nothing. Right now that we're filming,
there's one more car coming. Also, because of where we're at, like the angle, we couldn't put the laptop where we usually put it. If you're hearing this, you would have noticed, but if you're seeing it, you would. Because it kept sliding to Leslie's side. And I was like, this is like a hazard, so like you're going to have to hold it. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's at a different angle if you're watching the YouTube video. But you know what? We're a little bit more up close and personal. Okay?
Today.
Yeah. So it's, with every episode, I feel like you guys are learning not only more about us, but more about the episode. Also, there's like 30 million people that
What the heck? There's never people here.
There's never people. Anyways.
So swimsuits. With the summer slowly coming to an end, the children going back to school.
Which really, we live in California, Southern California to be more specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's always summer, year round.
But not today.
But not today.
It's cloudy, which is so freaking odd. But with that being said, let's begin this podcast.
Let's dive in.
If you, my thing is that you're hearing us. She said a pun, but if you saw it, you would see Leslie's attempt of doing when you're diving in, which is so funny. I have some written down.
Okay, let's start off with the pun now.
I'm so
I already
excited. Okay. You guys ready? I have like 3.
Do one first.
always take the scenic route. This is something that people buy.
Oh, the sea.
Yeah.
Like ocean. Like
See, yeah. This is what people buy for their homes.
I feel like that would be a coastal grandma thing.
Like, they're like, oh, hilarious. We buy it.
Go to like Marshall's,
Home Goods.
TJ Maxx. Be like,
They're like,
oh,
yes, this is funny for my... And I'm like, what? You, grandma?
Sorry.
My grandma was not at that type of person.
It took me a while to get that.
Yeah. That's why I had to say scenic
It's
view.
because I kept thinking C, like the letter C.
No.
Like,
Mm-mm.
there's another
C-S-E-A. What does that spell? C. Not the letter.
Sorry, anytime a car passes, I'm trying to like not talk, and then Natalie keeps talking.
Sorry. And there's 2 more. Holy moly. And then there's 1 more. What the?
Should we move?
Wait. What if I...
Yeah, and then it's gonna be hot in here.
No, well, we have that one open. On your side. Okay. Let me lock the door for safety reasons.
Yes. All right. Let's start by talking about where we see beach clothes.
The
besides
vibes.
on the beach, which is obvious.
On
But
TV.
On TV, more specifically.
Where we got the aesthetic, the vibes.
The vibe from. You said you were inspired by.
The OC?
No.
Oh, Miami Vice. I'm sorry.
Little outfit.
I'm sorry. I was just so excited because I love the OC.
The OC. We are talking about the OC today, though. And where are we at? I mean, no, technically not an OC.
No. No, we're so far from the OC.
But we grew up in the OC, so.
Mm-hmm.
California.
California.
You know, I always love that because I see, like, when they talk about South Coast
See?
Plaza.
You see?
When they talk about South Coast Plaza in that show, I'm always like, I go there all the time.
What you used
Well,
to.
I used to.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. For walking purposes, realistically.
oh,
You say you go there all the time, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go there for most
honestly,
of
I could burn, like, a lot of calories walking the mall.
the Yes, Urban Spectrum too.
It's my cardio.
Retail
Urban
therapy.
Spectrum.
That's a good one.
We love it. Okay. So, if for people who are not in California, Southern California, they have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
They're 2 big malls,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about it in the OC.
Yeah. Or I don't know if they've ever.
I don't think they talked about Irvine Spectrum because I don't think it existed.
You know where a clip of Irvine Spectrum came out, which is
Where?
so different because it's not technically in where we live, but it's close to the beach. And Ali and AJ, you know the intros of when they would do like a little, because you know how they work technically in a little plaza, the music shop, whatever, and then they would show that little fountain.
Ali and AJ.
Oh, sorry, not Ali and AJ. Austin and Ali. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, Austin and Ali. You know how there's like a clip of them like with a fountain, like
Yeah.
it's like a breaker type
I
of thing.
did not know that.
That is actually an Irvine Spectrum. That is by, if I'm not mistaken, I think by
Hello, Old Navy.
no, I think it's like, oh my god, I'm blanking on it, but oh, Wetzel's Pretzels.
I didn't
Like
even
in
know
that
that
area.
Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah. I think it's a Wetzel's, yeah.
By the panda? No. No.
Yes. No. But it's like, I have to show you when we go,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But if you know what I'm talking about, let me know.
Yeah. So, anyways.
And they're in Miami, so.
Yeah.
Miami.
So, the OC. We're talking about the OC. I
The
feel
show.
like that's a very Y2K though. But yes, we do get a lot of scenes of them.
Going to the
near
beach. We get the
boardwalk.
boys wearing the shell necklace.
Puka shells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like that's also
And then
a
like
vibe.
a lot of like button ups like this with like a white t-shirt and shorts, or you know.
Yeah. I feel like there you could see a very like West Coast version
Mm-hmm.
of beachwear
Yes.
and swimwear.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're trying to go East Coast, right? A show I'm currently obsessed with, The Summer I Turned Pretty.
What?
Cousins, baby.
I am disappointed. My own mother did not meet someone in college.
She didn't have a best friend that had 2 boys that were our age
Mm-hmm.
that would love us.
Yeah. But you
Or
make it
vice
seem
versa.
like both of them. Okay, no, never mind.
No. I mean,
I-
hey, one for each of us.
But we're so many years apart. It just I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm getting so sidetracked. Anyways, the summer I turned pretty. Is it Abercrombie and Fitch or is it?
They did do a feature with Abercrombie.
A collab, yeah.
Yeah, collab.
And they have like Team Conrad, Team
On the
Jeremiah.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
But then they also have a lot of outfits that Belly wore,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
And I think like
skirts and
like there's
much.
like if you watch on Amazon, it even shows you like when she's wearing her outfits, like where you can buy the outfit, and it tells you like where it's from, and it's like, you know, it sends you directly to the link of that.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, for Amazon to do.
Yeah.
But yes, East Coast.
East
We
Coast.
also have Chesapeake Shores, which I feel like they're never, because it's always like fall vibes there, but like they're
Like by the lake, by the beach.
yeah.
Salute.
Sorry.
Salute.
But they are like, it's like the fall version of what you would
Chesapeake
wear.
Shores is so good.
It's such a good
My
show.
mom
They have
watched
it.
it. No, technically I think they have one more season coming.
Really?
I think.
I thought they were done.
I think.
Like the parents got remarried.
Well, because
Spoiler
technically
alert.
the sister has to still get married. The main one. I think though. I might be wrong. But anyways, my mom watched it and she rewatched it a few months ago, and I was like, okay, Mom, like wait for me. I want to watch it. Bestie, that is such a good show. I was like, oh my god.
It's so good.
Like it's a good warm show, if that makes sense. Like like it's not your typical type of drama. Like it's different, and it's but different in a good way. Like a family drama, you know. Okay, whatever.
I think we're getting a lot of off topic
Yes.
today in this episode.
Um
All right. So, the beach aesthetic modeling.
I can't say that word. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've been told I say another word
No,
instead.
he says something else. She has a resting.
This is my resting face.
No, you don't know how to
Beach. I say it, but I feel like I
You're saying something
enunciate
It's okay.
a certain part that should not be enunciated
Yeah.
as much when I say
Versus
the
a
word.
different part.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's 2 more cars coming. 3
Ooh.
cars. Okay, so let's talk more about beach vibes, right?
Yes.
So we got the wardrobe. We got East Coast, West Coast. There's a difference. And we also have, I don't know why, but I feel like the West Coast is more fall vibes. And, I mean, the East Coast is more fall vibes, and the West Coast is more actual summer
vibes.
if that makes
I get that. I feel mostly because of like where we're at. We're literally like all along our area is just beaches.
Yeah.
And like when it's like the East Coast area, like they have to travel out to see them, like more farther. Like for us, it's like an hour or so away, you know, and it's not too bad. It's like a woo. But for other people, it's like I think it's like a 2 hour more or whatever.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's more of like a drive.
And like it's literally like a
Small
weekend
town.
type of thing. Like it's not like one day, you know. I don't know. I personally think that.
I feel like it's very much small town vibes.
Yes.
Which is like, you know, by the coast. And here, it's the city.
You can go anywhere.
Literally, it's a
And
city.
you're like, beach right there. I'm sorry. I can't say that word, but I say it. Okay.
So we're getting very off topic, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
again. So we talked a little bit about the inspiration, the vibes of it, right? You also see it in homeware, which is really interesting to me.
The puns.
that it's like a whole theme in your house too, in interior design.
Yeah.
Right? Like it doesn't just reach like clothing, it goes beyond that, which to me it's like I don't get it, but it's a lot of people do. A lot of people love the beach vibes.
I think it's just because of it's like the vibe, like the coastal feeling. Like I think it's like people that's like love summer and doesn't want summer to go away type of thing.
Yeah.
And so even when it's like winter and all that stuff, like they're like, let's keep some of the beach, like the vibes, especially because it's like here in the West Coast, like winter happens for like a week or two and then it starts getting hot again. So it's like we're used to feeling that
Summer all year
vibe
round.
where it's like we want to, you know, go to the beach even though it's like the winter or like, you know.
I feel like here too, like it gets cold, it's like under 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Which for everyone else it's like summer.
It's funny though because in January, February, where we literally experienced snow on the beach.
Yeah.
It was iconic, and I was like, it doesn't snow here as often, so it was fun.
Yeah. I feel like another big thing, you also see it in beauty. So you also see it in like hair and makeup. Like obviously like the beachy waves is very much a thing. Even like how you said all year round. You also see it in bronzing, like in your bronzers.
Which is the term like sun-kissed, like the sun-kissed look.
I feel like this summer too, there was a couple of trends that had a lot to do with like the sun-kissed vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the trend on TikTok about the strawberry girl or strawberry
Yes.
makeup,
Mm-hmm.
right? There was also tomato makeup.
Because it was like very like the blush was very like
if you got sunburned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was like basically how they explained it when they were putting it on.
Yeah. Which is like up on the bridge of your nose and then right high on like where you would have highlight.
A little
like,
bit
on your
beneath
cheek.
your eyes.
Yeah. So I think it's very interesting how you can take swimwear, but it's not just in the clothing. Like it's also
The makeup.
in the makeup
And
and
the hair.
as a lifestyle. Like it's kind of like funny because I feel like for everything we've talked about so far, it's not really a lifestyle. It's very much like chefs was very much like with only chefs. Obviously,
Yeah.
mascots is very much of like if you go to a sporting event. But like I feel like beach wear is very much like full thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like
Yes.
it's an everything.
And it's like I think it's funny is like when you're in the West Coast, you see it a lot where it's like even though you're wearing like a knitted sweater, but you have like
Shorts.
you have shorts and you have flip flops and then you have like the puka shells or you have something related to that. So you're just like she's giving very much like beach vibes and like we kind of correlate to that.
Yeah, and so I don't know, and like for us too, if it's ever fall, it's like special. Like if it ever feels like fall, because we literally get it like maybe a week out of the whole year.
We're like excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, which for other people it's a novelty. I feel like a lot of people, especially where we live, it's very much like a summer tourist area.
Mm-hmm.
And so people come and they're like, you're so lucky that you get to live here. And like they'll tell you about like where they live and it's like always raining and all this. And so it's funny because for us, I'm like, this is our daily life.
Yeah.
But
And sometimes we're like, I want it to rain or I want it to be, you know?
What are you talking about?
Like my thing is that Leslie has so many like winter fall clothes, but she has to choose strategically when to wear them because like she'll wear them in the morning because it's cold, but then in the night it's like so hot. Yeah. And it's just funny.
Kind of funny.
But I've had a bad experience with going to the beach
Yeah,
and
we
wearing.
both have.
I've
But
had so
not
many.
wearing sunscreen. Wait, hold on. Natalie has had a bad experience with not wearing sunscreen.
I like to say that the sun and me are very much best friends. That's where my nickname came of Sunshine from my own father.
Yeah, they literally called her Sunshine because she loved the sun.
I love the sun. And I guess, you know.
The sun hates me.
I literally, when I was 8, we went to the beach. Guys, please reapply your sunscreen as a victim of not reapplying your sunscreen. I have a story to tell.
Yes. Also, never wear things that could
Weird shaped
bathing
bathing suits. I had one that was an X back, and then like at the end of the X, you had a little like circle. And so for 2 years of my life,
3 years.
3 years of my life, I had that tan.
Like I'm talking.
I'm telling you, I did everything, remedies, everything to get that thing away. It stayed on. And I was like, when I would go to the beach, I'd have to wear like basically kind of like a rash guard or like a high neck just so you wouldn't see it. And it was funny because I would go to school because it's hot and I had to wear tank tops, but I couldn't. I had to wear cardigans because you couldn't see it. So I was like,
Also, Natalie went through a phase where she wore Jesus sandals.
Oh!
Those to me, so reference, if you don't know what Jesus sandals are, they're basically like the gladiator sandals. And
So
Natalie
why would you bring
would
that
wear
up?
them with shorts.
I've had bad experience with,
Had a bad tan.
yeah.
It's the clothing you wear, Natalie.
It's the vibe that I was trying to give. Anyways, but Leslie's like exposing all the worst like stories of me here.
So funny.
What about your stories? Actually, no. Leslie tans and then turns like a tomato, like from Larry the lobster from SpongeBob.
And then it goes away.
And then it goes away. Yeah.
I love that. I thank my father for my skin because like he would also get like sunburn.
Yeah.
He'd be super red, but it'd only last like that afternoon, and then the next day like it was like nothing.
I think the career choice my father made of working in construction was the best one because it was like he'd get tan, but then it wouldn't even show, you know?
Yeah.
Like he would just turn red and be like, okay, it's off tomorrow. Like, you know?
So, you know.
But I think specifically with that, because of like the bad tans that I've had, I think now as an adult, I feel like I need to find, like when I find swimsuits, I find swimsuits that are appropriate for like tanning, or if they leave me a tanning mark, it's like, it's cute. Like, you know, like the tanning bralettes where you're like able to like put the shoulder down and stuff. Like, but also I don't need a tan. Like I'm already tanned enough.
Actually tanning front and back.
Yes. Yes.
Don't fall asleep.
Still wearing sunscreen though, so you know, we don't get, you know, reapplying, doing those timers, everything. Because you know, we want to protect our.
Like Ross from.
Yes, I'd look like Monica with my hair, but. And Ross with a tan if I don't take care of it. But we are here being queens of trying to reapply and take care of our skin.
Yes.
And all that jizz.
Yes,
but leading into the whole burning, tanning swimsuits chosen.
What are swimsuits made out of, Natalie? What is that material? We
got nylon, polyester, and then I don't know what that last one. Elastane.
So it helps because it stretches.
It stretches.
But then it's also waterproof at the same time.
It doesn't kind of like the color. Like I feel like it also doesn't like. Because especially with the ocean, we have the sea salt and stuff. It doesn't, like, easily come apart, like the threading and stuff like that. Exactly. If you think about it, it's, like, a very
durable fabric.
And it sticks to you. Yeah. You know how, like, other clothing, it, like, hangs and, like, all that stuff?
It's
but when you go into
when
you go in, yeah, you get, like, it's stuck to you.
Yeah. And so, I feel like there's also so many cuts for bathing suits.
Yes.
We can have cheeky bottoms. We can have one pieces. We can have a high-waisted piece.
Rash guards.
We can have rash guards. It also depends on what you're doing in the ocean, right? So if you're swimming, if you're
sat by the shore,
if you're by the shore, if you're tanning, if you're surfing, like there's different gear or different swimwear for different things that you're doing at the beach, which I love. My favorite type of swimwear though is the swimwear that you can also wear while you're walking, like around, like going to a cafe or like right after, or like, I mean, by where we live, like the beach, like literally the street before that, there's like coffee shops and little boutiques, and like you could literally like walk by there. And so it's nice because you can go tan for a little bit, go get a coffee, come back, go in the water, and then go to like the little bookstore that's in the corner, you know? And so it's like a very versatile piece. That's usually what I look for. Because
you don't want to be like drenched in like water, and then you're going to the cafe, but you're like your bathing suit looks like you want to be able to be like wear appropriate bathing suit and clothing when you go into these places as well, you know, like going into that beach vibe, like having that good beach vibe, and like finding good cover-ups. I think that's also important. That doesn't look too like exposing too much of the skin, but appropriate to wherever you're going after the beach. And I think also when you go to like the beach and stuff, you want to bring stuff that are lightweight. You don't want to carry so much because you have to carry so much already going to the beach.
Bag, your water bottle.
Yes. It's just an easy change. It's an easy change, you know, and like a book. Yeah. Sunscreen, glasses, hat, you know, whatever you take. And yeah, so, and I think what I like about swimsuits is that it's changed over the years. We still have an idea of what a swimsuit is. You know, you have the 2-piece, you have a 1-piece, but we've grown, we've evolved with how it's supposed to look and how and where we're supposed to wear it. Like, just because you're a surfer doesn't mean you only have to wear rash guards. Like, if you are just a mom who's taking their little boy, but you don't want them to get sunburned, you're going to buy them, like, a rash guard to cover up. So it's, like, you don't have to be a surfer to just wear a rash guard. Like, it's, like, open to that. And, like, but still understanding, like, okay, you're a surfer. What's a good thing for a surfer to wear?
Yes, I think that's also how you said, living in Southern California by the beach, you've realized that even though there's specific things for each swimsuit, right?
Activity and stuff.
Like a different activity that it's supposed to go for, it's also very much like interchangeable. And like, you don't have to be a surfer to wear it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not just functionality, it's also very much of like the fit that you like, and it's very much of the purpose you want it to have for your beach day.
And I think that it's how you said it, like you mentioned earlier, like how like for chefs, it's like you know what chefs wear, and it's just specifically a chef.
For sure.
So for like swimsuit, it's like just because you're a surfer doesn't mean you can't wear like a rash guard, or just because you're tanning doesn't mean you can wear it like.
Yeah, like you know? I know that there's people like that surf. They have their swimsuit, and under they also have a bathing suit.
Yeah.
So it's like they. Use
Sorry, I was drinking water.
Yeah, it's okay. There's a lot of cars. Yes. So moving on to the next piece, right? I feel like we said, common designs for swimsuits are the bikini, the two pieces for surfing, for tanning. You also have something that's maybe a little bit more coverage, like high-waisted. You can have something like a tankini.
Yes.
You also have, obviously, rash guards if, you know, you're going, like how you said, surfing or anything like that. But then you also have a wetsuit, right?
Yes.
You can have a water polo, like, kind of style thing. You know, they have, like, a whole hairnet and all this stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people, you know, you do sports, you know. You can also just go for fun.
For tanning, for
tanning.
If you're like a mother going with your kids, like you want to look cute, you want to also like. My God, Leslie. Yes.
Beach. I'm a mother.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's a beach mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, that's all. Like, if you're a mom, like, you're going to the beach, you don't want to be wearing something that could slip because it's like you gotta be taking care of those kids. They run everywhere. So I think like also finding like a suit that for moms, for everything, you know, that they've gone through, everything that they're doing, like you have to find something that's comfortable but durable for them in their day with their children to the beach, you know? Like they can't really much enjoy it as much and like be like still fixing their bikini or like checking, make sure nothing's showing. Like they have to be like comfortable with what they're wearing,
functional,
and being able to do that. Yeah.
And I think so one of the brands that we're so lucky to have, you know, a close relationship with, if you will,
yes,
is Albion Fit.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have so many styles of bathing suits. So you go in and it's not just cheeky bottoms. No, like you have everything under the sun.
There's even a pamphlet, like a brochure, sorry, that it shows, especially if you want a two-piece, it shows from their most coverage to their least coverage bottoms. But even their least coverage bottoms have a good amount. Like it's not showing too much in a way.
And the bras have great support.
Yes.
Right? There's also some that are mom friendly, especially if they're nursing, which is really nice too, because if you're by the beach, you don't have to take off your whole one piece, you know, it's like a one shoulder type of situation. And so I feel like that is a great place where you can go and pick, you know, whatever you're looking for.
Yes.
Have something, and it's cute. It's not just a solid color.
Yes.
Or it's not like there's fun prints with it. There's
fun
a lot of cover
styles too.
Yeah, there's like a swim skirt, which is literally a skirt you can wear in the ocean.
Yeah, and it's cute, especially like if you want to do like a tankini or like a little crop shirt, like still that high-waisted swim skirt. It doesn't show too much skin. Like it's like I would say about an inch or so.
And I feel like that's something that you could wear, obviously, in the water and then go to a cafe after. And it's really nice.
And how you said, like, it's functional for a mom. It's functional for a swimmer. And, like, also, I feel like, especially for, like, little girls transitioning into teens, like, that's a perfect place to go, especially with moms that are scared that, like, they're going to be showing too much.
Teenage.
Like, that's a perfect place to go for your little girl's next swimsuit as a teen.
Yeah, they love it. Another honorable mention, which is something that we grew up with, is Quicksilver and Roxy.
Yes.
I remember in the early-ish, like probably 2008, 2009, they had this competition at Roxy where you could design a swimsuit, and if you won, they would actually make the swimsuit.
I remember that.
I still remember to this day my design. It was a one-piece, right? And it was like this Barbie pink kind of color. And it had like an outline of black, I think. So like the straps were black, that bathing suit was an outline, and then it had the logo in the middle. And for me, I was like so proud of like designing that.
That's
and
where it started.
That's where it started. I didn't win, but it was nice because I got an email back saying like, congratulations, you're in the running. And then I think I made it to like top 100 because obviously it was like open like nationwide or something. And so out of everyone, like I made it into the top 100, which I still felt pretty honored. I did not win, but it was kind of nice because
so they were seeing it.
So they were
top
seeing
100, like I can only imagine how many people entered. So that's still really good.
Yeah. So, those were bathing suits that we had when we were young too.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously they're known for their swimwear too, for their beachwear, like their shorts.
Even if
dresses.
you're not looking for a bikini, like they have a lot of beach like outfits, clothing for both men and women, and it's cool. I remember I had a zip up sweater, and it had like in the back like a surfboard, and then it had like the logo, and it was like had little like the Hawaiian flowers and like all that stuff.
I always thought it was so cool too that Quicksilver had like the half of the heart and Roxy had the full heart.
Yes.
I don't know why. Like,
I remember
that.
that.
Was so cool. And I remember I had a Roxy backpack that was like an army Roxy backpack.
Yes.
And I would fit everything in there, and I felt so cool. I would also take it to the beach, and I would take it to school. So it was like full of sand, but I was in school. Going back to swimsuits, I feel like it could be a very touchy subject. I like that you brought up about how like young teenage girls when they go with their mom, and I think it could be touchy if maybe you don't have the best relationship with your body type, or if you don't feel confident or comfortable. I feel like, at least for me when I was younger, shopping for bathing suits, like it could be fun, but then I got to a point where I didn't really like the way I looked, and so it kind of became a chore, and I did not like going into the fitting rooms to try on bathing suits. I actually hated it, and I would just be like, the black one piece is fine, and then I'd wear like shorts over it too, just because I did not feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But it was just like part of, your body's growing and changing, and you kind of have to adapt with your body, I guess.
And I think adapt to the stereotype of what your body had to look like to wear a two-piece.
Yes.
Like it was very much put out, especially I think with shows like the OC, Baywatch, and like all this stuff. Like these were actors, these were people that, like their image was everything. And so when they would wear like the swimsuit for us as kids, for teens, for us, for kids and teens that, wasn't in that regimen that they were in, for us it was just like oh shoot, like I don't look like them. Yeah. And it was like, okay, but like you shouldn't think about that by yourself. You should love your body. You should love who you are, and you shouldn't go into this crazy thing to be able to look exactly like your favorite celebrity.
To fit into a bathing suit, a two-piece. And so I think that's why I appreciate that there's so many different types of bathing suits now, especially there's like high-waisted, if you don't feel comfortable with your tummy, or, maybe even like a rash guard if you're not comfortable with your arms. Yeah. And they can still be cute. I think that's also another thing too, where you could feel confident and comfortable at the beach, and it doesn't have to be this thing of like comparing yourself to others or not wanting to be there because you don't feel comfortable. I just feel like it's also an important subject to touch on.
And I think it's funny because like these are things that now are changing, and we have like a lot of like body positive like celebrities and all that stuff speaking about it, not just specifically about swimsuits, but in general with any clothing and any stereotype that we're given. But realistically, Marilyn Monroe was one of the first. She changed basically what a swimsuit had to look like and how you had to look like with the swimsuit. We know who Marilyn Monroe is. We know the body type that she had. And she made it acceptable for women to wear swim skirts and bralettes. A high-waisted swim skirt and bralettes, or high-waisted bottoms and bralettes. Like, you don't have to be wearing these cheeky bottoms and these like little tiny bras.
Which I feel like also for a long time it was kind of, it's like weird, right? Because you would have a bathing suit in like the early 1800s.
Yeah.
And it was very like
modest.
It was very modest.
Yes.
It was very much shorts and a t-shirt, and like that's the vibe that it was going into.
Not even. It was long dresses. Long bathing dresses.
Yeah, it was almost
bathing
like a
costumes is what they would call it.
It was almost like a nightgown.
Yeah.
And then it kind of evolved into that like shorts and a shirt, and then Marilyn Monroe really brought it full circle
to
bralettes and a swim skirt.
And it's funny because, like, as well, like, for the fabric, we know now it's, like, polyester, like, nylon, all stuff. Before, the swimsuits that they would make the swimsuits of, they were wool and then sometimes,
wool?
Like, cotton. Yes. They were often made of wool and frequently featured sleeves on them.
Yeah. So...
For women. Yeah.
For women. Because I feel like, I mean...
With long socks. It was being worn with long socks, too. Again, being very modest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry,
no.
no.
I am trying to go back to that whole wool thing. That to me, like
wool's so thick.
It's so thick. It could be itchy, and you're not going to be comfortable.
Imagine like with it stuck on your body after like going into the water.
Sand.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's too heavy. I'm glad we've changed, and we're changing not just the fabric, but the styles and et cetera, you know? And so talking back to when our swimsuits changed to two pieces and all that stuff, it actually happened in 1946.
Yep.
We get that image of a two-piece that was very minimalist. It wasn't anything that we know of now, like very pop colors or like prints and all that stuff. It was just like a simple color. A simple bikini, nothing too extravagant, and it was a two-piece. It was a two-piece, and it was designed by a French designer called Jacques Him, and he was the first one to originally design it and to make it in 1946. Which, at the same time, Marilyn Monroe was pushing it of saying, "Okay, we don't have to wear this type of two-piece. There's other versions of two-pieces," which then we got introduced to more high-waisted bottoms and swim skirts. Because at the same time as that was designed, Marilyn Monroe was like, okay, but that's not your typical like body type for a woman. Like there's different body types, and like that's just amazing.
I think it's very eye-opening to see how bathing suits have evolved, right? From being literally covered up where you're like literally in a dress at the beach.
Yes.
To being overexposed maybe.
Yes.
But not feeling confident or comfortable or having the ideal body type for it, quote unquote, because there's no ideal body type. We're all different. To going back and being like, no, but if I want to be a little bit more covered up, that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's really about how you feel comfortable at the beach versus it being like, I need to wear cheeky bottoms and a triangle bikini top to fit the vibe. Like, you don't have to.
No.
You could wear a swim skirt and a tankini and feel perfectly fine, look beautiful on the beach, and it's actually cute.
And you feel good about yourself wearing it.
So I think that's my biggest takeaway is feeling comfortable at the beach. And it had to
relate a lot to during the 18th century. In the beginning, there was a lot of movement towards women's rights and women's like being able to be more free to like express themselves. And so during that time there was that movement and there was effects that were trickling, and so that's when the swimsuit started to like kind of arise, because it was like we don't want to be as modest as always, like we like not that we want to show so much skin,
but we don't. You know,
we don't have to. We don't have to be obligated to. Like, we want our own right. So basically how swimsuits kept growing, as well as the independence and the rights of women kept going in that same rhythm. So once we were given a little bit more freedom, then it was a little bit more like skin cheeky like bathing suits. And like it wasn't until like the 1980s and like the 2000s where we were introduced to more risky swimsuits, because even then before it wasn't too risky, but until then
the color choices weren't risky, or the prints weren't risky.
Yes.
I feel like the 80s had a lot of influence in that, because you would have your neon bathing suits.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was something revolutionary at the time.
Yeah.
And how you said in the early 2000s, there's cutouts in bathing suits, you know? So you could be wearing a
more
one
risky
piece, but it's all cut out. And it's really, And so, it's evolved into an actual...
It's paved into the way of the changes in women's rights and all that stuff. The freedom. And it's funny because, okay, so we know that in the 1980s to 2000s, we got more risky, like, swimsuits. Yeah. But in the 1960s is when swimsuits started to become more tighter. More tighter, more fitted. Yeah. Because even then, in the early 18th century, we were just transitioning to it to be more modest to being that. But in the 1960s is when they had officially started being more tighter and fitted to a woman's body. And so it's like, because what was going on during that time for women, you know? And it's just like kind of crazy because it's like...
It's evolved with the time.
Yes.
And you can see the change and the growth. And I don't know. I feel like that's also another thing. You can now go to a bathing suit place and be like, I want this bathing suit and that bathing suit. But think back 30 years, that bathing suit would not have existed. Think back 100 years, that bathing suit would not have been allowed. You know? Yeah. And so it's like, I feel like, you know, almost gratitude towards everyone that paved a way and everyone that has designed and created bathing suits to shift and evolve.
Yes.
And to not just have one thing of like, it's just for the beach. Like, no, it could be for multiple things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's amazing. I think like...
It's very empowering.
It is. Especially because it's like, you think like that was back then, but if you think about it now, you see it still now. Yeah. Where, like, not to get too much touchy into like being, you know, like the women's rights that we're facing right now, but like, I think because of everything that's happened, people are like, but like, what were you wearing when that certain incident happened? Exactly. And it's like, but that doesn't have to be the thing of like, that's why it happened. Yeah. And so now people are fighting where it's like,
if you think about it, right, that's also another, I mean, as a woman, like, that's also another thing that, we're getting very real here.
Yes.
That's also another thing, another comment that bugs me. It's like, what was she wearing, right? And if you don't feel comfortable talking about this, please don't listen to this then. Or if you have different opinions. But for me, it's very much of like, she could have been wearing anything.
Yes.
And the man would have still looked at her like she was wearing nothing.
Yes.
That, to me, like, it's not on the woman to worry about what she wears. Like,
yes.
Because most of the time, women don't dress for men. You know what I'm saying?
For them, and then for yourself. Yeah. And it goes back to that, like, feeling comfortable with your own skin. So it's like when a woman finally wears something they're comfortable with, but then it's like, you know.
But then you see this shame around it of like, oh, it's a little bit too cheeky.
And yes.
It's like, okay, why are you making me feel bad for something that makes me feel very confident? Yeah. It also goes back to, now that we've seen Barbie,
yes.
right? Literally, the first scene of Barbie in the real world is her by the beach, right? She is wearing, right, a bathing suit, quote unquote, but she literally has spandex under it, right? I know it's just a movie, and people will claim that it's just a movie, but it's happened in real life.
Why would they add it in there? Yeah.
Yes, where women get catcalled for literally, like, she's literally wearing spandex underneath her bathing suit. If she was just wearing a bathing suit, people would have things to say about just her wearing a bathing suit. But she's literally wearing spandex behind it, right? And she gets catcalled. She feels unsafe. Like, it's all surrounded by that, right? She gets put into jail. The first thing the guy says is, I think it must have been your outfit. That's literally what he says. At no point does he say, like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. We're going to catch the guy. Like, you don't even see the guy that gets catched, like, at all.
No.
She just punches him in the face because she's the one that has to protect herself.
Yes.
And so, I mean, you see that day in, day out, you know, and as women, we see it more because it's happening to us.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And even, I know I'm going on a long tangent.
but it's okay.
But so going back to when I felt a little bit insecure about me, like, basically growing up, and not feeling comfortable in my bathing suit. I remember it was probably like when I was around 12, 13 years old. I matured quicker than most of my friends.
Yes.
So I still remember to this day my mom having a talk with me about telling me, and my mom in the most loving, kind, gentle way.
Yes.
Of telling me that I had to be a little bit more covered up now, right? Because, and at the time I didn't understand all of these things, right? Because in her way she was protecting me. But it's just like, you know, you can't really wear that two-piece anymore because it doesn't fit the same way. Because now, you know, people are going to look at you the wrong way.
Yes.
Right? If your boobs are out a little bit, or if you're
showing too much cheek.
At one point it was fine, but now it's not. And so I think that's the first point in time where you as a woman,
You've become a woman, yeah.
You've become a woman, and you start seeing that things are shifting and things are changing. And then that insecurity in a way gets put in the back of your head. So with everything you try on, you feel less confident and you feel like you did something wrong when it's not you. You know?
No.
And even if it's to protect you, which it's fine because, you know, like we need to be.
Yes.
We need to be there for each other. But it's just very much like I still know that that's where it started. And then it wasn't until my late like teens that I felt comfortable again in a bathing suit because I had lived in my body for a while. So it just goes back to how you said about that empowering of kind of the wave of being a woman, and the bathing suits kind of a parallel line with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
No.
That was a long tangent.
No, I think this is what the podcast is for. We're talking not only about fashion and the history, why we wear what we wear. This is a perfect example. Why we wear certain bikinis, the reason behind it. And you've explained it so beautifully in the way for teens. Like, why we wear these, like, even if some teens don't experience that part of, like, oh, I have to cover up because, you know, your mom probably doesn't really touch and go on that subject because they don't think of it that way. But there's other moms that do, and it's okay. Either or, it's okay. And I think it's like there's a reason behind it, whether you wear something so covered up to you don't. But it's like, do we all think the same thing of when we wear clothing or swim? Like, do we feel that insecurity? And we want to take away that insecurity of women feeling that and being like,
turning it into a
confidence, a compliment of like, bro, I love your outfit. Why, like, where'd you get your outfit? Or like, that is, you have so much confidence, so much grace to being like, why is she wearing that? Like, you know,
each other in a way.
changing that stigma, that script of like, where women should be looking down at one another. We should be supporting one another. We should be giving them compliments and like giving them their confidence back, especially to the women's that confidence have been ripped away by people that have spoken so badly to them or have done that to themselves, you know? So, you know, and I think in no way, I don't think that you talking about that was not appropriate for this subject. It is very much appropriate, especially for the topic that it is. So I applaud you for that, and I thank you. Like, that's just a good, you know, everyone's story is different, but it's perfect. Like, it's a good reason why.
And it's crazy because it wasn't even in the notes. It wasn't even in something that I knew I was going to
bring
up.
In the mind.
I think it's just being in the moment of the podcast. I feel like it's something that you can talk about bathing suits all you want. You could talk about the history of them. You could talk about the different types of bathing suits. But I feel like as a woman, it goes deeper than that, where it's not just a piece of clothing. It's very much tied to how comfortable you are with your body, how confident you feel in your body, and about getting that empowerment back, even if it's like little by little. But like maybe
for yourself,
dressing for yourself, feeling confident in yourself. And you know, if a rash guard makes you feel comfortable and confident,
go for it.
Go for it. If cheeky bottoms make you feel comfortable and confident, who cares? Wear them. You know what I'm saying? And we don't all have to wear the same thing on the beach. We don't all have the same body types, and we don't all have the same level of comfort in them.
Yes.
So it's totally fine. Like, respect everyone's decision for what they wear at the beach.
And I think of tying this back with Albion. I think that's what's so beautiful about it is that, like, you have so many swimsuits under the same pattern, same colors, same whatever.
Yeah.
But every day that people buy swimsuits, it's not the same outfit.
No.
It's always different.
Yeah.
Like, if this person bought this top, but the next person buys a different bottom,
Yeah.
because it's like, it doesn't matter what you wear.
And
It's just how you feel in it.
Exactly. It goes back to how you feel in it. I think it's very empowering to see women go in, maybe not having had a bathing suit in such a long time, and then they come out with this beautiful bathing suit, and they feel so confident and so comfortable, because, you know, they find something that they actually can wear.
Yes.
And that they actually like to wear. And I don't know. So I think if we could, I think that's pretty much it.
Yes.
I think if we could leave the podcast, this episode, off of
We leave it with that.
anything, we'll leave it with that whenever you go to the beach, the next time you try on a bathing suit,
Or you see someone wearing
someone
a suit
at the beach in the bathing suit,
you might see being confident, or others that don't,
yeah,
uplift them.
yeah.
Be like, I love your swimsuit. You look so good in it.
Like,
Or be like, oh my
10 out of
gosh,
10,
I
baby.
love your outfit. Where'd you get
10
it?
out of 10, yeah.
Let's change that part.
Yeah. I feel like bathing suits have evolved, and they will keep evolving in style and design and everything, and
But-
color, prints, but also I think the way that not only we wear them, but the way that you see other people wear them.
And
Sorry.
how... No. It's okay. And how us as women
Yeah.
change our character when we see other people with bathing suits.
Yeah.
Depending on their body type.
Yeah.
Their insecurities, what they're wearing, the outfit.
Yeah.
Being able to change that, where instead of looking badly at them, being like, yes, queen,
You
and
look
slay.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
Changing that to more positivity.
And start with yourself.
Yes.
Please start with yourself, of uplifting yourself. Like,
Yes.
Look in the mirror and be like, yes, I look great.
Yes. No matter what your story is with your own body, with your own mental health, with stories, journeys, be there for yourself first and foremost, to then be able to help others that might be going either through the same, different, or similar situations that you are.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not. But you just giving them that compliment, you giving yourself that compliment, changes your mood for the whole day.
Yeah.
And that's something very important.
Very, very important. I'm getting a little emotional. So I think
We're going to cut it off there.
end it here, baby.
See you next. I'll end it.
Queenies.
I'll end it. And I will say thank you guys for listening. And those who have listened, we appreciate all the love and support.
Love you guys.
We have episodes filmed, or we're filming episodes. We're editing everything to be
Right
ready.
on track,
Right
baby.
on track. We're back right on track.
Yeah.
So if you haven't yet, watch our YouTube videos. Have full, more exclusive content of this episode, because the audios itself on Spotify and now Apple have a limited amount, but still what we want to share. And YouTube has more that we wish we could share, but for the sake of time and for so much of editing and everything, just watch our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Listen to our podcast. If you listen to us on Spotify but know a friend or family that wants to and doesn't have Spotify, tell them we're on Apple Podcasts and
on YouTube.
on YouTube, and that we're slowly transitioning into more podcast platforms,
Yes.
which you will know if you follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
At fashionably.podcast.
Podcast.
So,
Or on TikTok.
or on TikTok.
Yeah, for more behind the scenes, more
Funny videos,
in-person interaction,
quotes,
baby.
everything. Bestie,
Right on time.
if you don't follow us, follow us.
Follow us.
We'll sign off here.
We'll sign up here.
Love you guys.
Share this podcast with loved ones.
Thank you
that
again
think
for
might like
Albion.
this.
Woo, 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 woo.
Shout out to Albion. You a real one.
Real one. All right. Bye, guys. See you next Wednesday.